In this video, we are diving into one of the most crucial aspects of cloud security. Network Access Control Lists or NACLs in AWS. Whether you're targeting roles like Cloud Architect, AWS Network Engineer, or Cloud Security Specialist, mastering NACLs is essential for ensuring your network is secure and well managed. We will break down the core concepts, including setting up inbound and outbound rules, understanding the difference between stateful and stateless firewalls, and how to apply these to control traffic effectively at the subnet level. And here's the best part, if you're looking to land high-paying roles in AWS networking or security, you're in the right place. At K21 Academy, we have helped professionals like Kennedy, Tolu, and Ranga land their dream AWS jobs. And now we want to help you too. And that's why we are offering a free AWS Cloud Masterclass where we will share the exact 3-step framework that these successful learners followed to build their skills and land their roles. So make sure that you check out the link in the description and pin comments to register and get started. So now without further ado, let's get into the video.
Okay, so now everyone, let's get started, okay, with this NACL. So as I said that this NACL, it means what? It's a subnet level firewall, right? It's a completely subnet level firewall. So this NACL, so this network ACL, I can say it's an optional layer of security for your VPC that act as a firewall for controlling traffic in and out of the one or more subnets. So every VPC automatically comes with the default NACL whenever you create it. And whenever you can see the default NACL, right? So here you can see this default NACL, okay, it has an all allow rules. It allow all inbound and also outbound, okay, IPv4 traffic, right? So now here you can see, okay, what exactly my plan. So as you know that, okay, here this NACL is a subnet level firewall. So let's say, okay, let's say if I, okay, apply some rules, okay, if I apply some rule here, let's say SSH, for example, SSH is denied. So now folks, okay, here, let's say if I say that, okay, SSH is denied, then what happened? There's both the instance, okay, oh, sorry, both the subnet have SSH is denied. Even though on a EC2 security group, even though if you allow, okay, SSH, but here on a subnet level, if you mention this SSH is denied, then obviously activity is denied. Because why? This is a subnet level firewall. So now what I'm going to do now, okay, like the same thing we did for the route table, I'm also going to create the another NACL. Okay, I'm going to create another NACL here. And I'm going to apply some rules. Okay, I'm going to apply some rule here and we'll say that, okay, whether, okay, the website or, okay, everything is work fine or not. So before that, I just want to see whether my website is working fine or not. Right, and you can see the website is working fine. So now, okay, here, as you know that this NACL is a subnet level firewall. So I'm just going to create a new NACL and I'm just going to apply to my public, okay, subnet here. I'm just going to create a NACL. And I'm just going to deploy this in my K21 production. So I'm just going to create my public NACL here. And now you can say, okay, the moment I create a public NACL, all inbound connection are by default blocked. And all outbound connection is also blocked by default. Okay. So before I explain this NACL and this security group, or sorry, this NACL, do you know anyone what is the stateful and stateless firewall? Anyone know the difference between the stateless and stateful firewall? So now this NACL, okay, let me explain. This NACL, what exactly it means? It is a stateless firewall. So when I say stateless, it means what? It's makes, okay, the filtering decision per individual packets. And it does not remember the previous packet or connection. Right? So here you need to create or write the I can say the rules on a both way, that is inbound and outbound. Okay, if you require two-way communication, you need to mention both way okay rule here, right? And the security group, okay, security group, what exactly it is? It is a stateful firewall. It means it keep a track of a connection state. It also remember the established connection and it also automatically allow return traffic as well. And obviously we don't need to define okay the both the side, we just need to define one side. And the return okay is automatically allow, it means outbound is always allow, which is more secure. So that's the reason this NACL is a is a stateless firewall which operate at a subnet level. And we need to evaluate okay the rules for both inbound and outbound traffic. And this written traffic is not allow by default. You need to configure the both ways. So for example, okay, if you allow the inbound HTTP 80 here, then you also explicitly allow outbound okay ephemeral ports for the response of the each clients. Okay, so that's the reason you need to understand what exactly the stateless and stateful. So NACL is a stateless. Make sense the difference, folks? So the question is that the NACL is not a layer based filtering. Okay. See, NACL filter at the network and transport layer, that is layer 3 and layer 4. That is network and transport. NACL do not look inside the packets, that is layer 7. They only decide whether the packet should be allowed or denied based on the IP, okay, ports and protocol. So yes, NACL are a layer based filtering, but limited to the layer 3 and layer 4. So this security group also work on layer 3 and layer 4, that is IP and port filtering. So this stateful behavior, it means AWS automatically keep a track of established your TCP and UDP session. So, so that it return traffic is allowed. Okay, still like NACL, security group don't inspect the application data. Okay, that is your, I mean to say, I'm explain that thing, that is web application firewall or introduce IDS and IPS. So this NACL stateful packet filtering at layer 3 and 4. Security group stateful packet filtering at layer 3 and 4, where return traffic is auto allow. So if you need, let's say, layer 7 filtering, okay, like let's say you want to block some SQL injection, some filtering URL. So for that, we require AWS web application firewall, or let's say some load balancer with some inspection. Got it? Okay. Now, okay, here you can see we just created this public NACL, and at the moment, this NACL is currently not associated with the subnet. We just created. So as per the diagram, let's associate this NACL to the public subnet here. So I'll just go to the subnet association. Okay, and I'll just say okay, I want to apply to this QA network, right? Now you can see, let me refresh, wait. It is not. It's it already there, but I cannot see here. Okay, it's applied to dev, but due to some reason, I cannot see, okay, this public subnet here. It should show here. As per the configuration, you can see it is okay for dev environment, it is allowed. So let's try to refresh and it's gone. So there is a UI issue currently at AWS side. So that's the reason I cannot see the subnet associated with the NACL. But you can see that earlier I'm able to access this K20, sorry, this I mean to say the website, but I cannot access it at the moment. Why? Because the moment we create a NACL, all inbound and all outbound connection is blocked. Now what we need to do is we need to allow the inbound rule and outbound rule as well. So, so now here you can see, okay, I'm just going to add some rule. Okay, here. Now let's understand. Okay, let's understand how exactly it worked. You can see there is a rule number, type, protocol, port range, source, and allow and deny. So let me explain that. So now, okay, let's say I'm creating a rule. So rule number 100, right? And rule number 100 say that okay, I want to allow the type custom TCP. It means SSH, HTTP, HTTPS. So I'll say that I want to allow the SSH. Okay. On which port? Obviously SSH is work on port 22. And I'll say that, okay, I want to allow everything. Okay. And I'll just say that whether you want to allow or deny, I'll say allow. I create another rule 101 and I'll say that I just say HTTP, which work on port 80. Okay. And I also want to allow. Then I also create another rule 102 and say that, okay, this HTTPS 443 and I want to allow. And I'm also going to create another rule that's the 103, let's say FTP, which work on port 21. And I'll say that is allowed. Right? So now here you can see I create this rule. Now remember everyone. Okay. Now remember this NACL always prefer the lowest number. Okay, remember, NACL always prefer the lowest number. Now, what exactly it means? So whenever you click on save changes here, now what happened? So NACL always check, okay, what is the, okay, in my list, what is the lowest number? So lowest number is 100. What 100 rule say that? Okay, let's allow the SSH. So he allow it. After 100, okay, what is the next lowest number? So the next lowest number is 101. Okay, what exactly it say? HTTP. Okay, allow. Okay, he allow it. What is the next lowest number? 102 HTTPS. Okay, what say? 443. Allow. And what is the next? 103. Okay, FTP. Okay, allow. So it means it always check or give the priority to the lowest number. Now let's suppose I create another one. 104. Okay, let's say HTTP. Okay, port 80. And I say deny. Now here what happened? As I said that the moment we click on save changes, this NACL always prefer the lowest number. And what is the lowest number here? Rule number 100 and say that SSH is allow. Okay, allow it. What is the next lowest number? 101 HTTP allow. Okay, allow it. What is the next? 102 HTTPS allow. Okay, allow. What is the next? 103 FTP allow. Okay, allow. And after the next, who is the next lowest number? 104 HTTP port 80 deny. Now if you see 101 and 104 are the same, okay, for the port number. But one rule say that allow and one rule say that deny. So he always listen to the lowest number and he just skip this message. Right? So this way, okay, the rule is working. And now, okay, let's say for an example, now what happened? I create a 94 rule number. I change it and I, okay, just click on the save changes. Now the moment, okay, we apply, so NACL check that, okay, what is the lowest number here? So lowest number is 94. So he deny the HTTP. And then what is the next lowest number? 100. Apply. 101. Okay. 80. Allow. So these are the two rules, right? 94 rules say that deny and 101 rules say that allow. So he listened to the lowest number and he skipped this instruction. And the next one is 102, 103. Likewise, this apply. Got it? I just explained the same thing. Make sense? Is this clear, NACL? Now the next thing, let's apply this NACL, everyone. So I'll say that, okay, rule number 100, SSH is allow. Add rule 101, allow. 102, HTTPS, okay, allow. Okay, let's allow the three rule only, right? SSH, HTTP and HTTPS. Let's click on save the changes. So we create a rule in inbound. Let's try to access the website. And now still we cannot access it. Why? Because outbound traffic is blocked. So what we need to do is we also 100, I'll say that SSH, allow. I'll say that 101 HTTP, okay, allow. And 102 HTTPS, okay, is also allow. And now you can say we have saved the things and now let's try to access the website. And now you can see, still we cannot access the website. Even though we allow inbound connection and we also allow the outbound connection. We cannot access the website. Why? Because if you remember the temporary ports, do you remember this port range, folks? I explained you. That is the ephemeral ports. Everyone, I hope you remember while I'll explain why cannot we apply the rule to the private one. So at the moment, there is a no need to apply the private one because the entire internet connection is stopped. So remember, this is a subnet level firewall. Okay, the private instance which we have, they are not okay going outside of the subnet. Only they are allowed to communicate public to private. So there is no point, okay, that you are going to apply some rules because obviously external traffic is not allowed. Okay, makes sense. So now, folks, if you remember, okay, that I explained you this ephemeral port while I explained the security groups. So 0 to 1023 is nothing but the OS is using, and 1025 to 6535, okay, which used by the your okay, this is called the ephemeral ports. So this ephemeral port is a temporary short live port which is assigned by the client whenever you initiate a connection to the server. So you can say this is like the door number for that session. So now let's suppose the server listen on a port 80 here, and the client must have their own unique source port to receive the server reply. Right. So here you can see at the moment there is a one website 44.252.127.61. So we access via HTTP, right? And this is a client which client OS which randomly pick the ephemeral port, let's say something 50152 as a source port, and then only the connection will work. Okay, now let's say allow, let's say save changes, right? And now let's refresh and you can see the website is accessible, right? So remember, okay, why we need to allow this in outbound connection, because remember NACL are stateless. So now everyone, two or three member, what they can do is just open the browser. Yeah, Sushil, that's what I don't remember at the moment. I need to check. There is some specific range. I let me search it and I'll share with you probably next. Or you can just Google it, you will get it. So I want to show you some more things. So everyone, what you can do, just go to the what is my IP address.com and just provide me the public IP address. Any two, three member, just provide me your public IP address. One more, folks. I got it from Sushil and Satish. Anyone? Okay, I also got it from Aruna. Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you. So what exactly my plan? So before I'll show you something, just confirm me whether you are able to, everyone just confirm me whether you are able to access, okay, this website, my website, everyone. Okay, now what exactly my plan? My plan is that I want to block this website, my website, to Sushil, Satish and Aruna. But rest of the member should access the website. This is my plan. So I'm going to block Sushil, Satish and Aruna's public IP address. Okay. So now let's see how exactly we can do that. So I'll just go to the, okay, now you can see, I can see the entry. Earlier it was not showing, and now I can see the entry. Now, okay, I'll just, okay, go to the inbound rule. Okay, and I'll just say add new rule. 103, okay, HTTP. Right. I'm also going to create HTTP. Okay, that is deny, and the first IP is Sushil IP address. So whenever you are going to mention a specific IP address, then you just need to type /32. /32, it means single IP address. I'm also going to block Satish IP. Okay. And I'm also going to block the Aruna IP. Right, everyone? Is this clear how exactly we can block it? Right? Everyone? Okay. Specifically Sushil, Satish, Aruna. Just click on Save Changes. So now I apply the save changes. And now everyone, okay, just try to access the website. I am able to access it. Now Sushil, Aruna, or Satish, can you please let me know whether are you able to access it or not? Are you able to access it? Satish, you can access. Why? We block it. No, Rupa, I haven't blocked your IP address. Just check with the HTTP, not HTTPS. Rupa, just check you're accessing via, it must be HTTP, not HTTPS. If you're accessing HTTPS, and it won't work. So we apply the rule, right? We mention that, okay, Satish here, you can see we denied, but still why you are accessing? Aruna, Sushil. Yeah, why? You should not access. We block your IP address, right? Deny. So, folks, yes, Sushil, you are also able to access. You should access. Check HTTP. Now, the reason is that you can see 101 port say that HTTP is allow. Right, Satish? So, 101, okay, rule say that it's allow. It is the lowest number, right? So we need to change the number to 106 and save changes. Now try to access, it should block. Just check. Sushil, Satish, Aruna, it should block. Just check Satish, Aruna, Sushil, or other folks. You must be accessed, but these three folks, they can't access my website now. Yes, site can't be accessed. Right? Got it, everyone? How exactly we can use this? Right? Clear?
And that's a wrap on today's dive into AWS NACLs and cloud traffic management. We covered everything from stateless firewalls to setting up inbound and outbound rules, giving you the know-how to secure your cloud networks. So whether you're aiming for a cloud architect or AWS security engineer role, mastering these NACL configurations will definitely help you stand out in interviews and on the job. And also, if you're ready to level up your cloud career, Don't miss our free AWS Cloud Masterclass. We'll share essential AWS skills and tips to help you land your dream job. Register through the link in the description below. So thanks for watching and definitely check out this video next.